Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
So guys,
We're missing a tree.
We're missing a tree because he's still on vacation. He's in Disney right now, so you know, whatevs. He should be back next week though, so don't worry. It's not like we kicked him off over the holiday or anything. We're not that mean. We'd wait till his birthday for that. I'm kidding. Anyway.
So she says.
Happy birthday, get out.
Happy birthday, now get out.
Happy birthday, I'm giving you some more free time. No, I'm kidding. So how was everybody's holiday and everything since it's our first show back in the new year?
They're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's another Christmas.
You guys are
when you've been through almost 3 decades worth of Christmases, I mean.
Almost. You're getting there?
Yeah, I'm getting there. You know. I'm getting there.
I got a new model that I did.
Yeah.
Although there was heads coming off.
Yeah.
Okay, good. His neck seemed a little longer. There we go. That looks
I thought the same thing.
Because I was trying to see which heads would swap with Goku and
oh my
Frieza.
god.
Yeah, shut up. We don't need to talk about that heresy.
I got this new. My mom got me this sweater. Yeah, I'm colorful.
I got a Dragon Ball hoodie.
Yeah, that was weird. My parents picked out a Dragon Ball hoodie for him, and he opened it, and I was like, he's like, did you tell them? I was like, no, I don't know why they picked this one. Good job, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, they got a good one too. It's it's the Super Saiyan God Vegeta and Goku, and then Super Saiyan Vegito in the middle, which is pretty fucking cool. I like that one.
It does look nice. They did a good job picking out one by themselves randomly because my mom remembered hearing. Actually, she saw it, said, I like this because it's pretty, and then looked at the name of it and remembered that at one point she had heard us mention Dragon Ball in passing. And so she was like, okay, well, this one because I think it's pretty. Okay.
Whatever works.
It works.
Oh, man. I know what you guys have been playing, so I will let you save yours since it kind of combines into some of the news stuff. I finally, over the holiday, completely finished Red Dead.
Like, as she says.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking 100% because I didn't do a lot of the legendary animal hunting because I have a very tiny amount of patience, and tracking animals, it just spends that patience so quickly. And there's only one, from what I can tell, only one stranger mission, or side quest mission thing that's still popping up for me that I just think I'm gonna ignore. No, 2. There's 2. But I'll probably ignore those because I don't really care about those people. Sorry! Other than that, the game was fantastic. It was all the way start to finish. It's one of the few games that I finished the end of it and I didn't feel that, like, complete emptiness afterwards. Because, you know, the story's over and you're like, oh, but I feel like it gave me a full enough experience that I didn't feel that emptiness afterwards. I wasn't like, oh, I wish there was so much more. I mean, I wish there was, but, you should just go play the first Red Dead, which is back on the GameFly. But it didn't feel sad that it was over, I guess, which was really nice and very different for me. Then we spent a lot of time playing Overcooked with my sister and Foxy while she was here, and that was crazy.
That's fun.
I'm gonna have to get that game.
You are. I mean, Red's got it on the Switch, but the problem is, like, my sister, because we want to 4-star some levels, and you need 4 players to 4-star them, but she only comes over on Friday and Saturday, and Red is super social, so those are his big social nights, and he goes out and does stuff on Fridays and Saturdays, so we can't, like, count on him to be around. But you, Baka,
we can barely count on him being around.
I have no life or social life whatsoever.
That's not
Me
true.
Me neither. Yay. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Some people are okay with being less social.
Yes.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Overcooked.
I know. But it just, yes, Baka, you need to get it so you can play it with us, so we could throw things at you. Chicken pushed me off on purpose like twice, I think, when we were playing on Friday. Like, why do you do this to me? Why do you hate me? I have enough trouble staying on the bridges and things like that as is. It just makes my life so much worse sometimes. But other than that, I've just been kind of doing some non-committal things. I started up a solo arc run just because I like the permanence of solo arc. better than real Ark. I don't want to have to worry about it. I log off, my dinosaurs are going to be fine because everything pauses when you log off in single player instead of it being like, oh no, I need to make sure I log on within 48 hours or else they're all going to be dead. Like, ugh. That is not my gameplay. I like to pause things so that my progress actually means something.
That's her taking shots at us. In case nobody
I
knew.
was not taking shots at you. I'm
That
just
is
saying that it
definitely
is
taking
very
shots
much
at us.
not my kind of gameplay to play a live service with temporary progress kind of game.
That's like the curved bullet shots.
It's not. I'm not taking a shot at you. It is just a different kind of gameplay that I don't prefer, and you enjoy it. And I know that segues perfectly into it because you guys have been playing Atlas, which is basically Ark updated. It's like the new Ark.
Updated and Pirates.
Yeah, it's Pirate Ark is really all it is. But I mean, like, the frustration that you guys have dealt with people, like, trying to take territories and somebody breaking into your house and things like that, that's stuff that I don't care to deal with. And I will let you tell all of those stories, so you might as well go ahead.
Well, Grif took the thunder from us. We've been playing Atlas.
I'm sorry, I ruined everything.
We built ships. One of them got lost in I think a glitch, wasn't it?
I thought it was a ghost
logged
ship.
in and it was gone.
It was destroyed.
The second ship is where we went sailing out and we lost.
Yes.
Our sloop, we logged in the next day and it was gone, and so was several people's around on the island.
Oh, you're right. Well, that one was destroyed. Yeah, it was destroyed by a ghost ship that came too close to shore. They fixed that because I checked the log and it was killed by a ghost ship. Somebody kited one apparently close to shore, and then it just started attacking everybody. It would attack docks too and destroy people's docks and whatnot. It was rough. They've been fixing a lot of stuff.
That whole game has had a really, really rocky, from launch delays straight into gameplay problems and server fails and things like that. It's just had a lot of issues.
But I mean, it's an early access game, and I will say this: at least they are fixing that stuff, but before they go, hey, here's a new creature for you to go and tame. We're still having these issues, but here's a new creature.
I just feel like at this point, because of everything, they should have learned better from Ark instead of releasing into early access something that was broken. Yeah, they're fixing things as they go, but the amount of issues that they launched with are things that they should have learned from their previous launch. Sorry, saying it's early access is only going to get you so much for me, especially when it's your second early access game.
I don't know how else to do it, to be 100% honest. I mean, you just want to hope that you can get enough people to make sure that it works. Because I'll tell you this, no matter what company it is, when you release a game of that magnitude, it's going to be crappy. I mean, Sea of Thieves, when it first released, I lost like 30,000 gold because of the servers not talking right. You would turn it in and you wouldn't get credit for everything you turned in.
Okay.
And I mean, that was full released.
I mean, I didn't agree with that either. That's why you have things like beta tests and early alpha testing and things like that.
But you can't get the same kind of stress that you can when you release a game like that. Personally, I understand that when you release a game, things like that are going to happen, period. Doesn't matter who you are.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be perfect. I'm not arguing that at all. But I don't think that they should have had some of the issues that they did because there's some of the same issues they had with Ark
that they fixed. Well, at least for PC.
Well, that's fine. Go ahead and tell us about all of your exploits and your fun, happy times and your not fun, happy times and all of that.
Well, our island is filled with Chinese players, and they are pretty aggressive at claiming. Basically, you put down a flag, you claim an area. It takes 10 minutes for the flag to raise, and then that area is yours. You can build on it and whatnot. The claiming system is a little fucked up right now. We have our area claimed, right? And as long as you log off in that area, they can't claim it from you. So we've basically kind of condensed our area to one specific zone, and then we're letting everybody else fight the Chinese company for their territory.
Well, I mean, it sounds, for somebody that's listening to this on a casual kind of manner and doesn't understand how things like Ark and Atlas have worked out in the recent past, it sounds like you're being racist towards a specific group, but it's really not. They really band together, one region, and then do awful things. On the PvP servers, there were ships. There was like 200 strong armada that was just rolling over other people because of that pack mentality, and because they flock together because they're all from the same region. And so it sounds like it's really awful, but there's a reason that other games have region lock China specifically.
Yes, I mean, you remember the whole PUBG thing.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks, China. But that is a very real reality for the online games. I mean, it's
part of the reason as to why China has its own internet. Because, I mean, they're... I guess one of the things was, like, if Asia holds 53% of the entire world's population, that is a lot of people. That's a lot of people. I mean, half of the planet is in, like, one area. Over half of the...
So you've been arguing with those guys for some of your island territory. They're very sneaky about how they do that too.
They also, if you die and they're near, they'll loot your stuff.
Yeah, they'll just take all your stuff.
Granted, I'll do the same thing to them too.
I mean, you guys are on a PvE server, and I feel like with PvE servers, if a character dies, there should be a timer on their equipment so that they have a chance to get back to it before somebody else just like, oh, I watched you die to that alpha snake. Now I'm gonna loot your stuff. Sucks to be you, buddy.
Well, if you find an alpha snake, you best be ready. Like, now alpha snakes don't give us much of a problem. I mean, unless they sneak up on you, because I sometimes play with my sound off, so I don't hear them coming up on me. I mean, I even have one side that I can't hear very well. I can hear them coming.
Even times with your sound on, like they'll just spawn directly behind you, and behind. And
you're like,
by the time you hear that slither, they've already hit you.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is if the snake is on your body, the other people are going to have just as much trouble trying to kill it and get your body too. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I haven't lost any of my stuff because I'm careful about when I'm playing and who's around for the most part, and I don't carry around stuff that I'm not willing to lose. So, because I usually just take food, my bow, some arrows, and whatever tool I'm farming with, and that's it. So if I lose it, I can make that stuff again pretty easily.
Right. Yeah.
Like my armor and stuff's all in in my storage.
Yeah. So.
Well, that makes sense.
Yep. We did have one dude break into our house. Which
that was
my
funny.
fault. I should have put windows up in the top floor, but apparently
should have put shutters on the windows.
Yeah, shutters. And he climbed up the wall and then climbed in through the window, and then basically I caught him in the house. He was trying to make a bunch of alloy, I guess, and so I took everything out of there, and I pinlocked all of the boxes, and I shut the door, and he's like, well, I got a bunch of your food, I could sit in here and wait all day. And I was like, me too. So I pulled up a movie on Netflix and just sat there staring at him, and he was shooting fire arrows at me.
But it's PvE, so they don't hurt you.
Yeah, and he threw out all of his... Basically, he sat on one of our staircases and then threw everything that he had up and had it degrade and disappear because I couldn't get past him. So I just sat there and watched him, and he gave up and killed himself. I was like, man, that was pretty short. I mean, I was willing to sit here for hours.
He was in there for a lot longer than I thought he was going to be. He ran around. Like, I watched you...
He was only in there for like 30 minutes. Dude,
30 minutes is still a lot of time to waste. I mean, when you know you're not going to get out, you might as well just go ahead and get it over with. Like, you got caught. You're going to die. That's it.
But
sorry.
What did he expect? Just like, hey, oh, well, haha, you got us. We'll go ahead and let you out of the house.
Like, no. You're here now. Sucks to be you.
The ridiculous thing is he threw a bunch of, like, the metal back to me, and he's like, there, that's everything that I took. But I'm not going to give you the food back unless you let me out of the house. And later on, he had all of our crystal, too, so he was going to take it. Hope I'd let him out of the house. He's like, man, that sucks. I wanted all of your crystals. And I was like,
we know where to get it.
You get nothing. I know where to go and get it again, so it sucks for you. So, sucks for him.
People will find any way to be terrible humans. Like, it's a PvE server. So the idea is that you're not here to screw other people over. It's that you're here to play the game and just, exist, right? There's trade. Like, I watched a couple of times ships would show up with people and they'd be like, yeah, we're pulling into port here if you want to trade. We've got this, this, and this. If you need any of that stuff, let us know. So they're actually attempting to be trade merchants and things like that, which is what this game is designed for. And then you've got people like that who just want to kind of exploit their way into free stuff, and it's like, I get pirate, but at the same time, like, don't be just a dick for the sake of being a dick, right?
Well, to some people that's basically what a pirate is.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
like,
that's true.
No, if you really look into the history of pirates, that's not what it was really.
Well, there was
about.
more. I
They
mean,
were
like
privateers, more or less.
Well,
They
and
were,
the thing is there was a bit of honor among thieves. Like, I get it that they're pirates and there's still going to be some backstabbing and connivery and things like that. And I understand that aspect of it, but generally it's with people that you built some sort of rapport with previously. These people are skipping the rapport part and going straight to the backstabbing and asshole behavior.
Well, I will put it to I will basically jump off of that because that was the one bad experience that I've had with people and
Well, that and the people that are trying to take your whole friggin' island.
Yeah, that's just one company and they're assholes.
Actually, that's not true. You had early on those people that showed up and wanted, like, were demanding that you give them territory because they couldn't find anywhere to settle down.
Oh yeah,
those people were
ones.
jerks too.
Yes, those assholes, that was really early on. They wanted us to move some of our markers, which I didn't move for them, but I did move several of them, and now we have a lot of alliance along the top part of our island. We have a couple other companies that we're in alliance with. We're friends with them. We help them. They help us. It's kind of like a mutual thing. Which is really nice. We've made some good friends with that, and like I've talked to a lot of people in game too. Like apparently our district or our square is like one of the only ones with wheat. So there are people that show up all the fucking time, and be like, "Is there wheat in this sector?" And it's like, "Yeah, there's wheatgrass here."
Wheatgrass, and you have to get the seeds to make actual wheat though.
Yep. So I've come across a lot of people just wandering our island, and they're just like, "Hey, do you have any wheat here?" And I was like, "Yeah. Let me go ahead and run you up there, and I'll show you where it's at." And then I run them up there and show them where it's at, and then they're like, "All right, thanks, man. No problem. Have a good one." And I just go back about our business. Like it's a lot of my experiences so far with individuals have been pretty good.
Yeah.
But with certain companies, they're usually like a whole if a person is a shithead, they're part of a shithead company.
Yes.
So
I would agree with that. Like you are essentially the same as the company you keep.
Yes, and I really love how like our square is kind of becoming like a family. We know all of the main companies inside of this because we're all talking in like the general chat. Like we trade, we know who's here, we know when other companies come in and what they're trading, and people will come through and ask for certain things and whatnot. It's very interesting, and the world really, really does feel alive. Like there's always people on. There's always people floating through our place and whatnot. So it's pretty neat. I'm enjoying it so far. It's like Ark on pirate steroids. The boat building is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, the boat losing is
material.
also crazy.
Yes.
I know you guys had decided that you were going to take like a 3-hour voyage to try to go somewhere or something like that. And like an hour into it, you're...
No, it was 3 hours into it because we started at 7:30. We sank at 9.
Oh, well, so...
It's a 2.5 hour, and we didn't even get there. We were just halfway there.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry you didn't make it.
We also learned about valuable lesson about fortitude.
Oh.
Yes, we did.
Don't
Because I had
freeze.
sunk points in fortitude, so I wasn't really cold or freezing because we had the fur gear. They had the fur gear still, and then they were still freezing.
Because it was so cold. Because you guys were trying to go to like an Arctic island, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Fortitude's important in games
it
like
is.
that.
Yes, it is. But we know better now. But we're also not going to the cold. The next one, we found a masterwork treasure map, which gives 2,200 gold, which that is going to weigh over 1,000 pounds of gold.
Hopefully your ship can carry that.
Yes, we
Hopefully
built a big
you guys
ship this
can
time.
carry that.
We're gonna have to make multiple trips back and forth to carry that much gold.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how much.
If you
gold
can
it's
get
gonna
there.
be. Yes, if we can get there.
Yes.
It's pretty far away. It's a 6-tile sail diagonal from where we're at. So we'd have to sail all the
So
way
is that
up there
like
and
6
sail all the way
hours
back.
equivalent, or?
The brigantine that we're making is gonna have 2 speed sails, so it should take about 2 hours to get there, maybe.
See, that's another
About
thing
2
that
hours of
I
sailing.
couldn't commit to.
Well,
with that one.
we have to stop by the Freeport because we
Oh
need
yeah,
to
that's
get
right.
We need to hire crew, Because we can hire a crew. We might be able to get there a lot faster because that's
extra hands.
Extra hands on turning the sails.
Very true. Very well. With that, you control the sails from your steering wheel, which will be super nice.
Well, I guess.
And we also need to go crystal farming again too. So
yes, definitely.
Which means after the show, we've got some stuff to work on.
Yes, we do.
I've got videos to record. You guys have fun with that.
I mean, I like that. It's kind of given me. I've already got 105 hours in that game. I've just started burning hours into it.
Yeah, you have.
So I mean, I like it because I can do this, turn the music off, just go out and farm for several hours, and just watch Netflix. Mm-hmm. So
yep,
I just turn music on and farm an Ark.
I can work on models while I'm waiting for the vegetation and stuff to regrow.
Yes, because we try not to farm on the Chinese company's land because they have it taxed. Yeah. So we do not. If we don't have to, we don't farm on their land. We basically just farm on ours, our neighbors, and our other neighbors over there, and we don't pay their tax, which I think gets them upset because then they don't get any of our materials.
But which is probably why they have "fuck you" all over their flags.
Sucks for them.
You guys want to talk about news stuff? I realized that we're like 20 minutes in already, so
yeah, that's fine. Well, the first one is about how poor the game's opening went. Like, it was just awful.
Atlas,
like, there were thousands of people waiting for Atlas to be released. It didn't get released. It got pushed back.
They pushed it back. Like, it was supposed to launch. There were countdown timers and everything. And then, like, 30 minutes beforehand or after, I can't remember.
It was 30 minutes after.
30 minutes after it was supposed to launch. They're like, yeah, we're going to have to delay this for a little while. Sorry, see us tomorrow kind of thing. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Could have said that like 3 hours ago, but okay.
Yep, it was rough. It was pretty rough. It got review bombed like shit. I'm talking it's mostly negative now, but it's because... And most of the negative reviews, I've kind of looked through a lot of them, are people not being able to get out of the starting areas, which I think the free ports have come a long way. Like, they're a lot better now. And I don't know. I don't think Baka got to... Did you get to see the laggy part before?
I never even made it into a free port. I have no idea what they look like. I spawned on a dangerous island somewhere, and yeah, like... I never got to see the free ports. Like when I spawned in, I actually had to swim to an island. I was where I spawned in, I could see an island in multiple directions, and I just picked one because I was like in the middle of all of them.
Yes, I got lucky. And I got on one of the islands after they spawned back up. Basically, it's to introduce you to the game where it's like just completely passive. And I gathered up enough materials, I got a bed, and then I bought a raft, and I basically got the fuck out of there. And it was like once you got onto the ocean, it was laggy as fuck. I mean, you were just rubber banding the whole way. But I will say, once you broke that barrier, like once you finally got out of that barrier from that starting zone, turned into a smooth, crystal clear game. Like I didn't run into any other problems after I got out of that zone. But that's where a lot of people got stuck and they couldn't do anything. So that's where a lot of the negative reviews came into. So because they couldn't play the game. Yeah. I was one of the lucky ones that broke free out of that and then got to sail, and Baka spawned on the ship, and so.
Watching you guys try to get your raft from wherever it was you started over to where you ended up at, like, you guys just died in shifts and took turns throwing the dead bodies off the boat, and it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
Because
really
we had no food to keep ourselves alive.
Yep.
Nothing. No supplies or anything. We just sat there and
Shift died.
Yeah.
Shift died. Shift died on the ship.
Yep. Okay, now it's your turn to die. All right, dead. Throw the dead body off. All right, next. Dead. Throw the dead body off. Next.
My favorite is all the storms we had to go through too.
Oh man, there's nothing more terrifying.
There's no rudder or anything to steer it. You're just at the mercy of the wind.
Let me tell you, that was a bitch, because you'd have to, like, based on the wind, you'd have to turn it and then kind of turn it back to the direction you wanted to go. So you had to catch the wind and then like spin your sails so that you could keep going in one direction. Oh, it was so tedious.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that. I won't even lie to you. I don't.
Well, if you spawned and played into the game, we would take the ship to go get you.
Well,
so
yeah, you would now,
right.
but I wouldn't have had the patience right out of the gate to get to you guys or
That's
to
fine.
try to participate in the shift dying. Just been like, oh my god, are we there yet? Seriously. I have no patience. I know, you guys, you two specifically, out of our whole group of friends and everybody, you two have the most patience with things like that. Like, the rest of us would have all been, even Red would have probably held out a little bit longer than I did, but even him, he would have been like, nope, I'm done. You guys just let me know when I can spawn back in whenever you're at wherever we're going. I gotta go do something, because this is so ungodly boring. Ugh.
Patience.
Oh, I do think one of the things I did want to point out specifically about the article that you were talking about is it's interesting to see how many people will sit on Twitch in a stream watching a streamer do literally nothing whilst they wait on something. Like hours of people just watching certain Twitch streamers just sit there in their rooms twiddling their thumbs and doing nothing at all while they waited on the game to come up, and it still never did. Like, imagine if those people watching would have gone and played a game instead. What a crazy thought.
You want to know? Oh, damn! My train of thought just fucking completely disappeared. Oh, it was it's hype. That is why people were doing it. They were hyped.
I know.
They wanted to see what this was about, and then they kept getting pushed back. Which I mean, it's out now. You could be careful at this kind of game, so because you'll have to find a company to either work with or find yourself a small piece of land and work from it.
I think it's the same deal with Ark. Like, if you don't start at the beginning with a group, then as soon as you join in, you better find one, or else you're not going to be able to do anything. As big as the map is, a lot of the territory is going to be claimed already. You're going to have little to no chance to find a place for you to settle and do something as a solo player. So I don't like that part about it either, is that if you don't already have people established in the game or start with people that want to establish right out of the gate, you really get shafted hard trying to come into it later.
Yeah, but there are so many companies across so many islands, and a lot of them do recruit, and you can find yourself a place. Like, there are a lot of, if you go to their website, there are a lot of companies recruiting, especially on the PvP servers, because they need more people. But, I mean, they're also making it so that you can open up your claims and let people settle on there, and then they can do their own thing. I mean, they'll pay you taxes, but, I mean, they can give back. They'll protect you. Like, on the PvP.
It's like the mafia.
Yeah, the PvP servers, it's basically like, yes, come join us, work on our land. We will protect you. We won't let anybody come in and destroy your stuff. We will watch you. We have ships sailing around to keep our area protected and whatnot. So you just basically work, you pay taxes, and you build whatever you want.
That's too much real life for me. Like, I already have to go to work in real life and pay taxes in real life. I don't want to come home and do the same thing.
Yeah, but this one's in a pirate world where you get to tame crows and elephants.
Yeah, I don't need another job, thanks. I already have all of the stuff I do here, and then...
Yeah, ponies.
Hey, you know what? Red Dead Redemption had a lot of great ponies.
You could become a horse breeder. That should, like, you could become whatever you want. Like, if Grif actually wanted to play, I guarantee she would build up, like, this huge area with this giant ranch and just basically raise and breed ponies and sell them. Or keep them for herself.
That is literally all I would do, but I don't have the time to sink into that kind of stuff.
You don't want to be... Well, then I guess you just can't be a horse breeder in real life either, then.
If that was my job in real life, I would do it, but it is not my job in real life. I don't need an auxiliary.
This to real money?
Oh my god, you can't.
You can.
Well, you could, but that would be stupid.
Yeah, we'll find a way.
Breed like the best ponies with like perfect stats for everything.
Baka's gonna start trying to pay me in like Dragon Ball action figures. Dragon Ball action figures and BTS merch. That's how he's gonna try to bribe me.
BTS merch.
And unicorn miniatures.
Yeah.
Well, which I've got to go get that at Y2 next week.
In other Twitch-related news, I don't remember if we got to talk about it. I feel like we did, but I can't remember.
I don't think we did.
There was a Fortnite streamer who beat his pregnant wife live on stream while their other kids were in the background screaming. It was horrific to listen to. It was just terrible. But dude got arrested, right?
He has charges going.
Yeah,
for him.
he's got to go to court at the end of the month this month. But his Twitch channel was only banned for 2 weeks, and then it was unbanned, and then rebanned when everybody started pointing out that it was unbanned. So Twitch has all of these things that they're very zero tolerance on. I'm just wondering how something that was that noticeable, because it got caught by, like, that story was picked up by actual news outlets and things like that, and it got real attention. I don't understand how they missed unbanning that guy. I don't understand why, as soon as that happened, it wasn't a permaban right out of the gate. So I don't understand. Like, I get things fall through the cracks, and if it was a small streamer that literally no one had really heard of and the story wasn't big, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I get it. He fell through the cracks. But this is something that got a lot of attention. I don't understand
why it took a week for him to get rebanned.
Yeah.
Because he started on the 30th, and he didn't get banned again until the 4th. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, that seems like a Twitch kind of fail. Like, it seems almost, and this is me being, let's put on our tinfoil hats for a second and all that, but it almost seems like Twitch had hoped that they could kind of reap some benefits from the publicity that he had brought in, but that's not the publicity that you want. You don't want to be known as...
Okay, that tin hat's a little heavy, but I'm not going to wear that one.
I mean, if it fell through the cracks, I still find that hard to believe. I don't understand
I think it was an automated
why they
system.
didn't. But even then, you would think, with it being as big as the attention that it got was as big as it was, that you as Twitch would have gone through and actually taken the time to permaban his account. Like, had somebody actually go in and permaban the account instead of it just got the 2-week ban because that's what we normally ban out.
We've gone through this so many times, but there are a lot of things that just don't have enough oversight. And that's just shows
a huge one right there.
There are plenty. I mean, I don't want to bring politics, but I mean, there's plenty of things that lack oversight in the real world. Lack a lot of it, or have none. It's just one of those times where it just, I mean, it's kind of out there for everybody to see how much oversight there really is for things of this caliber.
Well, hopefully Twitch's, neglection of ban won't matter much longer, because he's got to go to court at the end of January, so hopefully after that he will be in jail and, he can't really stream from prison.
I mean, you can try, but it'd be hard to sneak in the equipment.
Yeah, good luck on that.
Yeah. I don't think they have the right kind of Wi-Fi for it.
Oh, man. Speaking of other legal things, right after our last show in December, there were actually some more legal people coming forward that want to sue Fortnite for stealing their dances, which would be Backpack Kid, who created the floss, which that's debatable as to whether or not he actually created it.
His mom is
suing on his behalf. Because he's 17, or else he would do it himself, I'm sure. And then the Carlton dance, he's gonna sue too for the Carlton dance.
Oh damn! I didn't realize that all three rapper or 2 Milli, Alfonso, and the Backpack Kid, they're all suing with the same law firm. I'm
not surprised.
That's good.
I would like to be part of that law firm, though. Imagine how much money they're making right now. Like, oh man, wish I could get in on that.
I mean, this is good. This needs to be precedence, because like, creative rights need to be applied to all sorts of things that are created. So I mean, this is good. I hope these guys push it forward. I hope something happens. I hope Epic has to pay them for their creative rights, because there was a video that showed the Scrubs character doing his dance. Yes. And they did the Fortnite one. Yeah, Turk and him, like, side by side. The same. Frame by frame, perfect. Hand movements, foot movements. Oh my god, it's just absolutely identical.
I don't know. It's just, Epic really should have thought this out better and said maybe we should compensate. Because even if it wasn't a precedent at that point, they should have done the right thing, which was, let's not profit off of somebody else's IP when we're, making money hand over fist here. Not to mention, we screwed over the people that actually bought the Fortnite game and, you know, didn't support that at all. Used all of the money to support the Battle Royale that's free, and then made extra money on top of that. Like, I have no love for you on that one.
Also, I'm going to throw this in. Alfonso isn't technically suing for the dance itself because, you know, legally you can't do that right now. He is suing for the likeness of the character to him. Like his dance, I guess. The likeness of the dance to him.
Right. I can see that.
It's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo, it's
the better, more solid ground to stand on, I guess.
Yes, which I mean he's rich,
I just
so
feel
I know
like
with
dancing, it should be treated just like any other IP that's intangible. It's intellectual property, so
yes,
you know, it's something that you should be able to put your mark on if it's something that you created. But
yes. And I mean, there people take songs and change them, but then still have to give credit to the original. Well, you give credit,
but there's also the whole ruling with free speech, as long as it's transformative in nature, then that's fine. But these aren't transformative, and that's part of the problem, is that they're exact copies.
Yeah, Weird Al would be a good example of things like that.
He falls under parody and transformation, so...
And the good thing about him is he always asks.
Yeah, he always still gets permission from all of the...
Yep. Always, which is super nice. I mean, that's how you do it. You just go be like, hey, I've got this great idea for a song. Can I make a parody of your song? Yeah, sure, go ahead, go for it. And then he goes ahead and does it. If they say no, then he's like, all right, well then I'll just well, most of the time he'll, you know, let it go, but sometimes he'll do it anyway. But at least he gives the respect of asking. This next article is a little odd. I brought it up to Grif. I think it was last night or the other day.
Which one?
The Overwatch one.
Oh yes.
Okay, so I read the article before this one came out, and it was a female player who was put onto a minor league Overwatch team, and the only thing that was on there was her gamer tag, which was Ellie. No real name, nothing else, just her tag. That's it.
Right.
So everybody was like, is this really a woman? Is this really... Like, everybody started trying to pry and see if it was really a woman. And they were pushing.
They were streaming, though. Yeah, just no face cam. It was just voice and gameplay. And so, you know, by all accounts, you would assume that it was a woman playing the game because she was narrating, essentially, and everything.
Yeah.
And really, that's when things should start to become a little worrisome, because if you want to be a professional esports player, you understand that you will be on stage in public. So if you are unwilling to turn on a face cam while you stream...
I don't know if the minor league is in public, but I still stand by the fact if you're going to try to become a professional, your identity has to be confirmed.
Yes.
You want to start building a brand for yourself.
Well, and you have to be visible to build that brand, too. I mean, there are very few people... Well, actually, anymore, I really don't think that you can go the full anonymous route on that and be like, well, I'm not going to show you anything. I'm just going to let you hear my voice. Because that doesn't work anymore. I know way back in the early days of streaming and League, there was Gosu, who did a no audio, just gameplay only stream and was very successful for a while. But
he's still pretty successful.
But people know who Gosu is now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they've seen him in public, so... But that's one of the things, is people were questioning whether or not she was really playing the game, and there was a big hoopla about it and all of this stuff because you couldn't see her actually playing, and a lot of people are sexist, incredibly sexist, and think that women can't play games, which is part of what makes me so mad about this situation in general, because then it came out, they quit the team, Ellie quit the team, and you know, this big stink because she got doxxed and people were harassing and basically being like, I don't think you're real, and blah, 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 blah. And then a couple of days later, hey, it turns out that Ellie's actually a dude. And that the lady narrating was not the one playing the game. And that it was a quote-unquote social experiment, which makes me want to punch this guy in the face so hard. Because it just sets everything back. It's hard enough for lady gamers to get anywhere as is, and what you did was not a social experiment. It is so nice that you were able to turn that off, because now you're not a lady anymore, and you can go back to being your regular dude self. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but now you've made it harder for all the other ladies that want to get in, because that's what's gonna happen. I don't believe you're real. Is this another Ellie situation? Screw you, dude. Screw you.
Yes, but that is why it's going to be so important to confirm the identity of a person. Like, due to the fact that we do not have any physical contact with our players, do a Skype call, confirm their identity.
I mean, if you're recruiting people onto your team, and this is from the team itself, if you're recruiting people onto your team to play, that is essentially you signing a contract with them. You need to know legally who you're signing the contract with. That means FaceTime. You need to be able to talk to them one-on-one in an interview, on Skype or whatever, however you want to handle it. And they said it was because they wanted to respect their players' privacy. I understand privacy, but every employer that you are employed by, which is what this essentially is this employer-employee situation, knows all of your personal information. Social security number, who you are, all of that stuff, because they have to have it in order to pay you. If you want to be a pro, that's what it takes, and this team is just as much at fault for not verifying their player.
Yes, and I mean, I understand that people want to be, like, that some women want to just stay anonymous, or some players just want to stay anonymous because they don't want the backlash for whatever, but women or transgender or whatever you are,
non-binary, however you identify.
Yes, it's going to be rough for the people that pave the path. Like, the storm that you have to walk through is going to be hard, but some people are going to have to do it to make it so that the people who follow have an easier time. I understand that those first steps are not going to be easy for some people, and some people will not be able to do it. But there are going to be people that are going to be path makers, that are going to be the ones to push forward. Like the Korean girl who
the Zarya player?
Yes, who got bashed so hard for being a cheater. She came out, she whooped ass, she showed everybody that she was fucking good.
She's on a team now, isn't she?
Yeah, she's the professional. She's on the professional Overwatch team, Shanghai Dragons.
Nice job.
Like, that is what you do. Like, if they want to fucking come at you, you let them come at you. You slap back and you push forward.
Yep.
It's going to be hard for the first few, but they're going to have to do it. But when people do
things like this is not a social experiment, and this is very much in the same vein as somebody just screwing a bunch of stuff up and then being like, "It's a prank, bro. I want to just slap the fool out of you." If you think that is a thing,
is going to happen,
you've just pushed it back and made it harder for people to progress in that. And Chicken, you're right. Like, it sucks being a lady. Even when I was streaming, and I don't stream anymore. But I do my YouTube stuff with my face cam now. But when I was streaming, like, that's one of the things that you had to learn to tune out, was people coming in being like, "Oh, it's a girl, show me your tits," and all that stuff. Okay, first of all, dudes, seriously, grow up. That's never gonna happen. If you want to see boobs, go to the porn sites. You're on the internet already. You're fine. Go look at boobs. It's okay.
What the internet was for.
Don't ask the ladies that are streaming. That's not what we're here for. So there's plenty of places for you to look. I promise. Yes. And if you need a list, you can just come to me. I'll get you a list of places you can go. But don't harass the ladies that are trying to stream. And ladies that are streaming and have chosen to be in the gaming world, understand that it's not a very friendly place for us. Because a lot of the dudes are like that. Because they think it's funny. Or they think they're being cute. Or whatever. First of all, dudes grow up. Secondly, ladies, you just got to stand up for what you want to do. If you want to be in this arena, it sucks right now. But you have to slog through it if this is what you want to do.
Yes, you got to weather the storm. There are so many women in the history of our country alone that had to be one of the first ones to stand up to fight. Yeah, they got fucking knocked the shit out of, but they got back up and they kept moving forward. And eventually things change. And, I mean, you can attribute that to some of the original ladies that just had to do it. Yep. I mean, you just got to weather the storm at the beginning and make it easier for everybody behind you. But, I mean, some people just don't have the constitution to deal with that kind of stuff. But there is somebody out there who is, I mean, there's already one of them. She's playing on a professional Overwatch team now. Mm-hmm. She whooped ass. She carved the first path.
Dude, if I had the skill to play on a pro team, I would definitely try to do so. I know where my skill level's at, and I know I'm not there, but
you have the kind of mental fortitude to kind of just slap the shit out of some people and be like, really, are you gonna be a fucking child and try to insult me like this? Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, you're a little bit more vocal. You're not passive or afraid. It's
just a little bit.
Yeah.
You think?
Because some people let that kind of stuff bar down on top of them.
Be strong, ladies. Embrace your ladyhood.
It's almost like a saying. The more you get beat down, the stronger you get. It's like, you fucking slap me, I'll fucking slap you back. It's like, you get slapped, you can slap back. And that's what happens. That's what you have to do. I know fighting fire with fire leaves the whole world burned, but I mean, eventually
but hey,
the world
you burn
will grow
everything
back.
down and things grow anew. So
Yes, exactly. Burn down the way the world was and start it over again. Better.
yeah.
So
There
I
we
mean,
go. There's for
we're
any of
very
our lady
passionate.
listeners. Come on, ladies, we can do this.
Yes, very passionate about this. My wife is a gamer. She's good, really fucking good.
I'm not that good.
Sometimes.
I enjoy what I
Depends
do
on the
though.
game.
Yes, it depends on the game. But yes, she enjoys what she does. She doesn't let other people fucking bash her for liking games.
I guess that's what you have to take into account as well. If you really like something, don't let people tell you not to like it, and don't let people tell you not to do it because you're not the right gender or whatever. Like, screw you, buddy.
Yeah.
This is what I like to do. I'm gonna enjoy the fact that I love cooking and I love playing video games. One is stereotypical, get in the kitchen, make me a sandwich woman, and the other one is very much a dude realm right now. But I don't care.
I've seen some women get harassed, and sometimes they're just their attitudes are just too passive for it. Like in the beginning, you need women who are fighters, who when they get harassed are just gonna swing right back. It's like, really, you're gonna try to fucking swear at me or threaten me or whatever? Get the fuck over yourself, man. Like, what the hell is your problem? You're just acting like a child.
I just don't acknowledge a lot of it.
Exactly.
I mean, you ignore it, and somebody's left screaming into the void. Not my problem.
Exactly.
I got other things to do with my life, buddy.
Exactly.
All right, you
Very
want to talk about some
passionate.
of these other articles real quick?
Yeah, there's just a couple of interesting ones. Well, first of all, we'll do the Soulja Boy one. We've talked about it a little while back. He made a couple of consoles. One happened to look almost exactly like the Game Boy, and I mean exactly.
But Soulja Boy is so original.
Yeah.
When did his one-hit wonder song come out?
Back in like 2004. I remember that song. I knew the date. Shut up! Don't judge me.
I'm just saying, like, he's so irrelevant at this point, and what does he do to make himself relevant again? Repackage content that he doesn't have access to? Nintendo slapped him with a cease and desist. I mean, he even put Mario on the paper, like the instruction manual for his little Game Boy Mini that he tried to put out there.
Oh, it was
This
crank
is
that.
terrible.
Yeah, he tried to sell them, and then they got cease and desist, and he had to pull all of them.
Yeah.
The first time I heard of him was Screw Attack. Some of the people there were trying to challenge him to a game or something, and he kept refusing. But he kept talking shit like he could whip all their asses. I was like,
well, because he is very much the quintessential like 13-year-old on Xbox Live, essentially. I'm so good at everything, I'm whoop your ass and slept with your mom. Okay, 1v1 me, bro. No, man, I ain't gonna stoop to your level. Okay.
I ain't got time for that.
That's my 13-year-old voice, by the way. Enjoy that.
It's pretty good.
He seems like that dude that has no skill but a big mouth. And then what he does is rip off.
Well, I think part of it was also, from what I remember of that, is they wanted him to be there in person on camera, so they can make sure it wasn't one of his friends playing the game for him.
I mean, that's a valid call. I mean, I hate to be like that about it, but that's a good thing. I would want that verification as well.
Yes, definitely.
Oh my god.
On the other side of Nintendo, this article really caught my attention because I don't. It's not really clickbait either. It's just interesting that Nintendo is thinking a little bigger, which is super cool.
Thinking
Nintendo
a little differently. Oh my god, Baka! I will strangle your dogs.
I'm not about to throw something at him.
I don't know, but it's in the whole show. I'm sorry, everybody who's just listening to the audio and everything. Oh my god.
He's scratching himself and his leg's kicking because he's hitting that spot, so it's kicking against the damn wall. Hey,
Oh my god.
hey.
Get a spray bottle. That's what we do.
Yes.
I don't have one anymore.
Well,
I'll
you
buy
can
you
get them
one.
for like $1 at the supermarket. So, pick one up. See, mine's right here. Look.
Yeah.
That's for
Yeah,
the
that
cats.
one. Well, we have 5 cats on the band, so we just spray them as
There's
needed.
one right there. She's being good right now.
And I
right
don't
there.
think they care for the spray bottle. It's kind of whatever.
Fine, get the damn super soaker.
Need to find my Wookiee bow blaster one.
Oh, there you go. Get you a Nerf gun.
All right, back on track. This Nintendo article. Sorry for the aside, everyone.
Nintendo may move away from home console development, says company president. I
just heard the collective what?
It's not necessarily that they're going to move away from the home console. It's that they're not going to put so much emphasis on console development. Because honestly, the Switch, they hit it. Like, I don't know if they could get much better than what they have produced now. I mean, they could just evolve this into a greater piece of technology where, I mean, because you just pick it up, you go, it's handheld and it's home. You just dock it at home if you want to play a regular, quote-unquote, regular console, which is super convenient. But basically, they want to, because they've only been making consoles for 30 years, and they've been a business for 130 years. Mm-hmm. So they've been slowly adapting with the times, and now they're looking to create a more stable business model. Like, they want a regular
income is what they're looking for instead of burst income, which is what the consoles do. You sell a bunch at once, and then after that, you have the income that kind of flows in from your game development.
Stream of revenue.
Yes,
that's the
they want something that's constantly churning money.
Yes,
which they're a business. I understand.
Right. Yeah, I totally understand. Because right now they're looking to get more into the smartphones to develop regular revenue. I mean, you roll your eyes, but it's
fine. Regular revenue via smartphone means tons of microtransactions, free-to-play games that are dependent on you purchasing progress, which I don't care for.
I feel like it's better than microtransactions where, because Super
like
Mario Run is perfect. You buy it once, that's it.
Well, yes, that's what I was going to say, is I feel like you should do the purchase apps and things like that instead of doing the free-to-play model. I just know if they want a continuous stream, the best way to do that is the free-to-play, pay-for-progress model.
Yes. They're also dabbling in theme parks, which we know about Nintendo Land.
Yep. In Japan? Is that Tokyo?
It's in Japan. I don't know where it's at.
Okay.
But I want to go someday. Gotta go to Nintendo
Land. It looks cool.
Land.
The concept art for it looks cool.
Yes. And movies, which we have seen several movies that they're doing. Because Detective Pikachu, come on now.
Here's my fear, though. As soon as you
Deadpool Pikachu
mentioned what they wanted to do for auxiliary revenue, which was theme parks and movies, my brain immediately goes, they want to be Disney. And old school Disney, sure, that'd be great, where you're putting out, movies every once in a while that are highly successful. You've got your brand theme park, you've got your characters there, and things like that. But Disney has become a place where they will slap their characters onto literally everything that they could possibly merchandise. And they're so commonplace that it kind of loses the magic a little bit, and I don't want Nintendo to become that. Nintendo does not need to become what Disney did, which Disney at this point is quantity over quality. And people will fight me on that. Oak's at Disney right now, and he'll probably have words for me later, but you have to admit, the amount of movies that they are putting out that is just quantity, so much stuff, and now we're putting out live action reboots of classic animation,
which I find funny because even Disney said himself he didn't like to repeat successes.
Yeah, but Disney's dead,
he's
so
not here anymore. So
yep. So who's gonna make money? Yeah, they're gonna release live actions of everything, and I just don't want Nintendo to go down that path where they become a watered down version of what they used to be, because they were so good, Or
yes,
are
and
currently.
I hope that they can kind of keep that pace going, because I mean, when they release they released this Zelda game, and it was incredible. I mean, unbelievable. Take your breath away. Ha ha ha.
Breath of the Wild.
Yes. And because they've been, Mario is the only character that is, there's no character other than Mario that has been in so many games. I don't know how many. I think he's in 300 games, and there's no other character even close to that.
Well, because Mario is essentially the face of Nintendo.
Yes, he definitely is. And Pokemon, too. They have these franchises, and I like how it's like Disney, where they have the same franchises that they use over and over again. Nintendo tries to innovate and use them in different ways, which is what people like to see. Because, I mean,
but they
this
also
Zelda
keep
was
some of
so different.
The stuff the same.
Yeah, the core elements of it.
Because you want to have things like your Smash Brothers and your Mario Karts and your Mario Parties, where essentially it's the same kind of gameplay, just in a different setting and new updated mechanics and things like that. But it's familiar, which is what
Yes.
Disney used to do too. I mean, you go to the theme park, you see all these characters that you know and things like that, and it feels new but familiar.
Yes, definitely. And I mean, they've been around a long time, and I hope that they can kind of keep innovating, keep moving forward with new stuff. And one of the lines that is quoted in the comments, I don't want our developers to think too much along the lines of what should I do if we fail, he added. My most important role is to facilitate an environment in which they can demonstrate their own abilities. I'm not a pro developer myself, so I leave the actual development to the leaders that can tell what a good game is and what isn't, which is so nice. It feels like it's Microsoft's take at this point, where it's just like, we'll control the big corporation, you guys do what you do best, make us good games.
I mean, the only downside is you do have to worry about that revenue income, which I know is why that there was that mindset of what do we do if it fails, because Nintendo was struggling for money for a little while, and then they had their huge success with the Wii, and then it fell off because it was a burst sale of all of the Wii units. Initially, they did the Wii U. It was a total just dive because nobody knew why they needed it, so nobody bought it. But then they were able to recover with the Switch, so I understand their way of thinking of, you know, what do we do if this fails? We need to have something, you know, ready in the pipeline that's going to pick us back up after this. But yes. I also understand the mentality of if you're worried about that, you're not going to create to your full potential. I just don't want them to start selling themselves so that they can let their developers have that creative freedom, you know?
Well, I think that's why they're looking for a more money coming in constantly, so if something does dip, then it's not worrisome. It's like, don't worry, we've still got this over here. This is making us, this will pick it up, it's okay, don't worry about it, focus on making something better.
We'll just have to watch it as it develops and just hope that Disney doesn't turn into, or that Nintendo doesn't turn into Mike Eisner's Disney, which just hemorrhaged money for a really long time and did some successful things but more unsuccessful things than, you know.
Yes. And I will say, when the Wii came out, they fucking skyrocketed, and then the Wii U, they plummeted, and then the Switch came out, and they skyrocketed again. I just hope this next one...
They just didn't market the Wii U properly. Nobody knew what it was or why they needed it, which we've covered a billion times. I know we're not going to get into it, but...
Yeah.
You know,
honestly, the Switch is just the Wii U is super versioned. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, you just take it...
It's a way better version.
What it should have been, really.
Yes, they could have given it a few more years and made the Switch. Literally. But yeah, the Switch, I think, is the future for Nintendo. I don't think they can get much better than this. I think they can make a better version of the Switch, but other than that, I think they're good. I think they're solid. I love seeing people buy one too. We went to Best Buy and saw some guy walking out with his Switch in his bag, and I was like, that's right. That's right. Everybody needs a Switch.
What else we got?
The last article I thought was a little stupid and a little ridiculous. Like, G2A is under fire for charging users for not logging in.
Yeah, G2A is just, you know, the picture of perfect business model, obviously. They've never done anything wrong or shady or weird. This is just... No. This is expected. It's not even that weird. Like, They said it's for upkeep. This was their defense, is we have all of these financial things that we're responsible for, and we have audits and things like that, and this is just our way of making sure that we're not holding digital space, essentially, for somebody that's not using their account. So if you have money in your G2A wallet and have not logged in 180 days, they will deduct $1 of it until you don't have any money left in the wallet. So they're not going to, like, charge your credit card, but if you had put money into your wallet from stuff like that, then essentially you are going to lose that money because they need to pay for the space of it. Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, I get charging interest and whatnot and things like that, but that just seems silly to me because you know that they make so much money already that should be covered in the revenue they're already making. That kind of upkeep.
It's $1 for 180 days, and then it's $1 for every month afterwards.
Until you have no money in your wallet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's
like,
just
what the fuck?
That's shady. But G2A is shady, and if you're still doing business with them at this point, that's kind of on you, I guess. Like, they're just a terrible company. I don't know why you would buy keys through them. Or trade keys or whatever, because there's always that chance that your stuff's not going to work. That was one of the other things that they got in a lot of hot water for, is that they were selling keys that didn't work. Keys that were stolen. Keys that were going to be shut off when people figured out they were stolen. Like, don't go to G2A. Don't. That's so stupid.
Breaking news, G2A is shady as fuck. In other news, sky is blue and water is wet.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of what I feel like about it. It's one of those things where it's like, it's worth mentioning, but at the same time, G2A is so horrible anyway, it shouldn't even be a surprise. Actually, the surprising part of that article should be that it takes 180 days before they start charging you.
Yes.
I figured it'd be like 60 days. You haven't logged in 2 months. We're going to charge you rent for this account now. It's interest. Pay us.
Yep.
Or we kneecap you because we're the mafia.
Yes. Is that it? Is that the last one?
That's pretty much it. Like, it's been 2 weeks since we had a show, so some of the news was old, but it was worth touching on and things like that. So next week we should all be back. We should be back on track with the new year and everything and moving forward. I hope everybody.
I do have one more thing to add for it.
Okay.
And I was going to put it here at the end of the show. This week, AGDQ started, everybody. I put it in the Discord. I'll be hosting it all week. Make sure you check it out. It is a good cause, good people, good fun. It is a great, great event. It is 24/7 for the next 7 days. Be sure to check it out, please.
Yes. Chicken will not be streaming for that, so
yes,
you know.
my stream will be up for. It'll host it all week long, so check it out. They're good. They're doing good things. So help them do good things.
In my YouTube news stuff, I will be getting back to Uncharted, which my first Uncharted video since the holidays, and this podcast should both be out on Monday. So, you know, if you're looking to catch up with Uncharted 4, I will be finishing up that. This year, my YouTube will probably be a little different because I'm not going to do as much with Let's Plays. I'm going to cut down on how many I'm doing so that I can try to focus on making projects. So hopefully less content from one aspect, but better content from another, and more, hopefully. We'll see. So expect some changes. You can follow me on YouTube or Twitter. Twitter's a good place to follow me for that stuff because I always mention what I'm doing. I'm one to expect things, so you know, that's a good way to keep up with all of that stuff, but it will take a little stress off of me of trying to have, you know, 5 videos go up every day, Monday through Friday, and I have like no time on the weekends because I have to spend the whole weekend recording and things like that. So hopefully that'll free me up to make some better stuff for you.
Yes, more music videos.
Man,
yay.
That's a lot of pressure. Thanks.
Yeah, build the pressure. Remember how we were talking? Pressure makes a diamond.
Oh my god. Okay. And I expect to see Baka around with Chicken, because I'm sure he's going to stream a lot of Atlas, so Baka is his Atlas buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, yep. We're going to go seek some more ships.
Man, I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm wondering if I should just step out of the way so that you two can get married. I just feel like I'm holding you back.
We can't in this state yet, or his state. And
That's the problem.
In your state?
Yeah, it's a federal law now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute.
Yeah, it is a federal law now, but there are still some states that are fighting. I think the difference is that the judges can pick and choose if they don't want to. They can step away and let another judge issue your marriage certificate. So Baka, you need a tax break?
Yeah.
We just need to move to Utah. Is that what it is? Utah, and then pretend to be Mormons so that we can have the polygamy thing apply. The only difference is, I guess, it would be the wife having 2 husbands instead of, you know. But it'd be for tax purposes.
Anybody else want a tax break?
Set up like a whole compound. People be like, "Are you guys really married?" Be like, "Well, legally, yes, but
legally,
we just all sit around and play games." So I mean,
it's so scandalous.
Oh my goodness!
Now everybody knows our plans. I'm sure we can't do it, but could have worked. Anyway, we're terrible at wrapping up when Oak's not here.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's because he has a speech.
I know.
Well, okay, so thanks for hanging out. We appreciate everyone that tunes in every week, and you don't forget to follow us on Twitter. You can find the group of us at Infinite Res PC. I'm at Grif. Chicken is
at Elite Chicken through and through,
and Baka
at Baka Pickle.
You can find me on YouTube. I don't have a fancy URL yet, so you'll just have to follow the link that's under this video or go to my Twitter where I post all of that stuff. sorry. If I can get to 100 followers, which I'm kind of hoping to do this year, then I will get a URL that will be easier to go to. So if you haven't subbed yet, just help me get a URL. Come on, man. It's one button. And Chicken is streaming on Twitch. He is twitch.tv/EliteChicken313. And he will not be streaming this week, but starting next week, he will be back. Usually starts nighttime streams at 7 Central.
7. Yeah, we'll be doing Salt and Sanctuary. More Salt for the new year. And then Atlas at night.
So Salt and Sanctuary in the afternoon, so you're going to do afternoon streams too?
Yes, I'll be getting back to a big regular schedule because Resident Evil's coming out this year.
I know.
This month, actually. It's Resident Evil 2. So, I gotta get that. Gotta get in my Resident Evil.
Well, Oak is streaming on Mixer. I don't know what his schedule is like, because it's been sporadic lately, and he's not here to tell me, so it's mixer.com/MDB Oaktree? I think it's .com. Check his Twitter. He's at MDB Oaktree on Twitter, and you can find it there, I'm sure. And Baka doesn't have a channel for anything, but he's been posting pictures of his models on Imager and stuff, so that's fine. Because he's very talented.
That's usually what I post, so yeah.
He's very talented. And you can always come and hang out with us in Discord. He posts a lot of his pictures for models there too. And, hang out with all of us. I know that it is the Infinite Respawn podcast, but the Discord that we use is the Chicken Coop, which is chickens. And that's fine, because, we're like one big family. Yes. Come on, compound in Utah. That's all I'm saying. I'll call it the Chicken Coop.
Right on the Salt Lake.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta go record videos for you guys. So, thanks for hanging out, and we will see you next week. I don't know how we usually do the end.
Later.
Bye.